Bonjour, mes amis. I'm Joanne on Joanne Tech Lover, and what have I got for you today? Well, I've got this Cooler Master CM Storm QuickFire TK mechanical gaming keyboard. These feature the Cherry MX Blues, my favorite clickety-clackety switches that kind of reminds me of tap dancing in my mind. Anyway, that's what I think of when I think of MX Blues. It's also blue LEDs, so I'm going to go ahead and light that up for you in a little bit. But you must be wondering why I'm not wearing a cardigan. Well, it's flippin' hot, and my AC is broken, and the studio lights are just blaring, and yes. Alrighty, so let's see what you get in the box, because I am always curious, and I hope you're curious too. You get a user guide, just giving you a brief description of what's included in the box and whatnot. Maybe look at their other products as well. Sneaky, sneaky, that's what they like to do. Well, all companies anyway. And also, you get this keycap removal tool. I love this, I love it. I love it when they include it. Like, not all keyboards include this, and I'm like, why not? Because it really aids in cleaning, by the way. And also, well, one thing I would have liked about this keyboard, I mean, it's only like $100 for the blue ones. I believe there are also brown switches with white LEDs, red switches with red, and green switches with green LEDs. They're all priced differently. And, you know, for good reason, because different switches are more popular, and it's just a it's a very good tactic. And so what I would have liked with this version is perhaps some extra keys. I really like that there were texture keys for the WASD and stuff like that on the K70. Would have liked to see it for this one. However, the LEDs, phenomenal. They just blew me away. And I'll show you that once I dim the lights later. But let's take a closer look at the keyboard itself. Not the actual keys, but let's get to the cabling. So you get this very nice cloth braided, I believe, cable, and you get 1.8 meters of this good stuff. It's very sturdy. I love it. It's so much better than the rubberized kind you get. And you get, so 1.8 meters is about 6 feet, yes. Do both conversions for you just in case. And USB 2.0, 18 gold-plated, karat gold-plated. Very cool, nice little touch there. And I'm gonna flip it over. So what do you get? You get some rubberized feet so that when you lay your product down, it's not going to shift around, at least not too much anyway. And then you get these feet. I've noticed that these only come with the top feet. Some keyboards come with the bottom feet as well. However, you know, I don't actually mind because I don't like using the feet. It's not comfortable for me when I use my wrist rest. So for me personally, I like it when it's just down. And also, one really cool thing back here, you'll notice these little channels here. Well, I love what they actually do. So let's go ahead and unbind this real quick for y'all. If you wanted to clean up some of that cable, go ahead and just push the cable inside of these grooves here, and you get a much cleaner look, less cable as well. And also, let me go ahead and remove this. This is removable. Hold on one second. Haha. And it is connected via mini USB. And what's cool about that is, I don't know, for storage purposes, maybe if you wanted to reconnect this to your PC in another way, it might be easier if you could just take out the cable, you know, so I like it. Let's flip it back around again. And before I light it up, I'll talk about some of the basics. So you get this kind of like plastic exterior. I would have liked it if it was like a rubberized finish, but you know, honestly, at the price point, I think it's just fine because mechanical keyboards are expensive, and this gives you pretty much everything you'll need, minus the macros, but you know, hey, whatever, right? So as for the keys, UV coated, lasts longer. You also get the function key to access these functions, such as your LED buttons, such as your multimedia and volume control. There's even a Windows lock key. I'm loving it. And what else? Oh, you also get a full number pad. I really like that because I crunch a lot of numbers, and I don't know, I just like having, you know, a number pad. And you can also access other keys, commands like home and what else is there? I believe page up, page down, and things like that. But you'll have to press the num lock in order to activate it. And I'll show you that once the LEDs are on. Let's get to key pulling, my favorite part. It's like pulling teeth, but not painful. I love it. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and take out the S Just wiggle, 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 and it comes right off. I heard from a fan that you shouldn't just yank it out. I guess I've been doing that for the longest time because I might risk breaking it and all that. Never happened to me, but you know what? Best to be safe, right? But anyway, here you can see the Cherry MX Blue switch with an LED above it. This whole keyboard lights up. It is just freaking gorgeous. I'll show you once we dim the lights later. And just pull out another one just to show you that, hey, guess what? They are all such beauties underneath the keys. A little bit about Cherry MX Blues is that it is a clicky. That means you can hear the audible click switch, and you can also feel the bump. So it's like, yes, my command has registered. Typists, you will know that that is a very satisfying feeling. In fact, it makes me feel even more productive, even though that it doesn't really make a difference. And each key is rated for 50 million clicks. I think that's the general case with Cherry MX switches. And also, how about a little bit about how it sounds? So here we go. Ha! What did I just type there, huh? I did want to mention a little bit more about the Cherry MX Blues is that you get 50 gram actuation force, or if you prefer to call it centinewtons, you could do that too. But basically, let's say 50 centinewtons would be like 50.88 grams actuation force. But enough about that. I did want to talk a little bit about the NKRO function on this keyboard. I tested it, and here's what I have to say about it. So N key rollover basically means any number of keys pressed at the same time, it should register the keystrokes. However, since this is USB, and with USB keyboards generally, I find that they follow a USB protocol, which is 10 keys. Okay, so 6 regular keys like your WASD letter keys, and 4 other keys like Shift, Control, Tab, all that good stuff. You can use them in combination for the 10 key simultaneous press and no conflicts. So this happened to follow that. I tried pressing, just 6 regular keys and it would not let me go beyond that. It's just something I wanted to tell you about. However, with the NKRO function, what you can do is use any of these 6 keys at the same time and you are golden. And what would you need more than 10 keys anyway? You don't have more than 10 fingers, or maybe you do. Or do you have a robot? Do you have a robot friend? That would be really cool. Actually, that would be really cool. Now I know it's dark and all, but I want to show you the LEDs in their full glory so they can go ahead and captivate you with their mesmerizing glow as advertised. No, but seriously, let's get down to it. But first I wanted to show you something. Here's the function key that allows you to use the alternate commands up here. However, that does not reflect the numpad navigation alternate commands, because if you want to access those, I'll show you how to do that. So with the num lock LED on, you can just use the numbers, and they even included a 00, love it. But with the num pad LED off, you'll see the navigational button suddenly come on. It's like, oh, good, now I can use these, okay? Which is pretty useful. And then you can go ahead and use home and end, page up and down, delete to your desire. However, I find that that's a little bit annoying for me. I would prefer a larger keyboard with a separate set of functions because I use those functions quite a bit. And so for me personally, I need it. But for, let's say, a gamer, I really don't think this is all that necessary. So it just depends on your preference. And I just wanted to show you through my testing what I found out, because I don't really think the quick user guide really tells you what you need to know. So we're going to go ahead and just bring it back to regular. Not that you really need to. But onto the other keys. We're going to go ahead and go to the function first. So you can press function and light up the whole keyboard, or you can use function, turn it off. However, let's say you wanted to use these alternate commands in succession, like quickly or something, or you access it very frequently. What you can do is press and hold down the function key until it is locked. That means you can use these buttons without the function key because it's locked, and I think that's a great feature. Now just press and hold it to unlock it, so you can go ahead and access the F keys as themselves. But we're going to go ahead and keep it in function mode. So let's do that. And this is the 6KRO to NKRO button right here. Also escape. So if you, in case you want to know that, but I explained earlier already that it's basically 6KRO or 10 key rollover. Now that you know what the function key does, let's go ahead and turn this keyboard back on. Oh my gosh, I remember when I first saw it, I was like, Neptune's beard, that is so bright. But you know, I like it bright. And you'll also notice that the entire keyboard looks like it's lit up, not just the keys, because of the steel backplate, a blue steel backplate beneath the keys. I love that, by the way. It's a really nice touch. Good job, Cooler Master. And let's take a look at the illumination settings. So you get 5 levels. That's obviously brightest, but let's go down to non-brightest. Even in its low level, you know, it's nice. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shing! That's what it feels like. Alrighty, now as for the lighting mode, so you get the whole keyboard lighted. You get 3 modes, by the way. What is that? Fading? Ooh, I like it. Me likey. Fading, yes, you get the fading effect. And finally, you get just your WASD keys, your move keys. That is all you need. You know what this keyboard is missing is the per key adjustable illumination. I would have liked a few more keys around here to be able to illuminate, but you know what? Maybe in future models, not that big of a deal, to be honest. It also depends on what game you are playing. Now, let's bring it back to full illuminated mode. One more time. Your play, pause, stop, forward, backward. Remember, that's just mainly in your media player and other players on your PC, but it's not web-based, which is so unfortunate, but I don't think anybody does that right now. And volume control, always great to have mute. Love it. And of course, Windows lock key. And naturally, it has to be on, so it's locked. And let's unlock it for now. There's no need to have it on. And basically, if you're in an intense game session, you don't want to get kicked out, okay? You do not want to get kicked out of the full screen mode and be like, where am I? Because, you know, that is a really bad feeling. But I believe that covers it for this keyboard. So let's go on to the pros. What I like about it, full LED backlit, and I do love the blue steel. Ha, just kidding. Backplate that's beneath the key. I absolutely love it, by the way. Because it just looks like the whole thing's lit up. It's like, awesome. I paid for more illumination than I thought I would get. And also, I do love that the function key can be held down so it locks it and I can just access these with ease. I love that. And what else? I do like that the USB cable, you can unhook it and plug it back in when you need to for like organizational purposes, really, for me. What else do I love about it? Well, Cherry MX Blue switches, I mean, come on, they are like heaven to me. So yes, that is a huge plus in my book. But what else? You know, why don't we move on to cons? What I don't like about it, well, I don't like that it's like all plastic. Would have liked it if they had like a rubberized finish, but at the end of the day, it's really just cost, you know, and I feel like this keyboard is really cost effective. So maybe it won't have all the features that I want, like maybe macro setups and stuff like that, but that's usually for like keyboards that range from 140 to maybe 180, somewhere around that range, so I can understand. Okay, would have maybe like some extra keycaps for the num keys here, as a lot of games do utilize those. Generally, the keys around in this area. Do like that you did include the page up and down and end and home using the num lock feature, but what I didn't like about it is that, you know, for me personally, I need to access that a lot, especially since I type a lot. So being unable to access these navigational buttons quickly while using the numbers, yeah, no. But that's just me. For a gamer, they might think that it's okay though, because maybe they won't need this quite as much. So it really just depends on your preference. And what else about it? Overall, I'd say, you know, I love it. It's great for the price. Come on, guys. It's like, you know, $99.99, I think. Their other versions are a little bit pricier, but like I said earlier, it really just depends on like maybe popularity and whatever they decide. But I would totally recommend this keyboard. They have it in different, oh yeah, green switches. That is something that I must have in my hands. Thank you, Cooler Master. But really, let's wrap this up, shall we? So if you enjoyed what you saw, please follow me on Joanne Tech Lover YouTube, on Joanne Tech Lover Facebook fan page, on Twitter, Joanne Food Lover, and also if you like this video, want to see more like it, because hey, I try to bring the real deal to y'all. So go ahead and please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and when I hit 5,000 subscribers, I don't know, maybe a giveaway is on the horizon. And without further ado, I guess all I have to say is what? Au revoir.